All right, hey, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm gonna give you a chance to actually build and to share. How you doing, Michelle? Good. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm gonna give you a chance to actually um, build and to share. How you doing, Michelle? Good. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm gonna give you a chance to actually um, build and to share. How you doing, Michelle? Good. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm gonna give you a chance to actually. I'm trying to make sure that I do not have Facebook hiding in the background because that's what makes me have my echoes. All right, we are on. I see you guys coming on. I want to make sure we don't have any echoes here. Coming on. I want to make sure we don't have any echoes here. Coming on. I want to make sure we don't have any echoes. Gosh, you guys gonna have to let me know if we have any echoes. I'm not sure why this would echo. I do not have any. Let me know if there's no echoes here, okay? Okay, and we'll get started in a minute. There's no echoes here, okay? Okay, and we'll get started in a minute. There's no echoes here, okay? Okay, and we'll get started in a minute. Okay, I want to test this, so I want to make, there is an echo. Let's make sure Facebook is not hiding in the background somewhere. Okay, is the echo gone? Y'all let me know if the echo is gone. Okay. All right, you guys. Try it now. Okay. Okay, good. All right. All right, you guys. I am so glad that you guys have joined us on tonight. Feel free to go right ahead and to share this link with your family and friends. Share it on your page because we want to talk credit, okay? I am excited about taking this opportunity to share credit restoration and credit education with the public. Been a long time coming, so I'm sure you guys hear us as Shekinah Services and what I've been offering to for several years and what we do in my econ to help people actually raise their level of understanding when it comes to your credit and to your money. So tonight is what we want to talk about. If you have any friends that you want to share it with, and then I'm still going to give you a little chance for you to share the video. Go right ahead. I think that this is going to be good for you. Just keep on sharing the video because this is going to be good. This is going to help a lot of people understand credit and understand how important it is for us to put things in place. Okay, so let's see here. First of all, I want to talk about credit and what credit actually is. Okay, and a lot of times, credit situation or people don't understand what credit is. Let's talk about is if we are speaking to young people. I think that there are some young people that are on my timeline. There are some young people that actually or on other Mycon timelines that you're probably sharing this with, but we really need to understand credit and what credit is about. Okay, credit is actually a way for your creditors to monitor you or to give you a sizable amount of a line of credit, and then you say, listen, I'm going to pay that back and I'm going to pay it on time. Okay, let me just give you a definition that's a real soft definition of credit. And that is, it is the ability to purchase goods or obtain goods and services before payment based on the fact that you can be trusted that you will pay the money back later, or you will pay for these items that you purchase later. Really, just to sum this thing up, when it comes to credit, it's actually credit is debt. Okay, some of you probably haven't thought about credit being debt to you, but credit is simply put, credit is about debt. Because here's the situation with credit. Okay, in most places, when people have credit, or most cases people obtain credit, people are obtaining credit because they do not have the finances to take care of the things that they want out of life or the necessities in life. So it looks like it is the norm for us to obtain credit, and it looks like that's the wave of what we have to do. But in actuality, if we had any type of legacy that was handed down to us, any type of wealth that was given to us, any type of income producing assets, many of us would not even need credit, because we would have the type of finances that we needed to obtain the things that we actually want out of life. But since we did not, since we do not, then there were doors that were open that says, hey, we're going to let you have revolving accounts, we're going to let you have installment accounts, and you get what you want, but you pay us back with interest. Now, the unfortunate thing is that it has been a setup, because in most cases, what people do is when you fill out an application for credit, your application for credit is going to ask you for your gross income. Okay, correct? Have you guys ever noticed that they ask you for your gross and they do not ask you for your net? And what we know as income shifters, as financial educators in MyEcon, we understand the fact that when we actually fill out that application, that our gross income never comes home. And so what happens is, because of all of the other ways that are means that are deducted from our actual paychecks and our annual salary, then we only get a certain amount that comes home. Let me break that down to you even more. What happens is, when all of us who are not positioned or educated and understand that our money is being robbed through taxes, then what happens is that we're losing a third of that money, and a third of that money actually never comes home. And so what comes home is what we have to live off of. So somebody knew this. They were not willing to educate us on this. And what happened is that we got in a situation where what we want to have out of life, we actually have to go out and we have to get it on time. Okay, so you need to keep that in mind, that in some people's case, when it comes to credit, what happens is people kind of, I grew up in an era, and some of you may not be as old as me, but I grew up in an era where people actually bragged about their credit cards. You know, it used to be where people would flip out their folder and show you how many cars they had, and then, you know, their idea was that they could go to the bank, and when they went to the bank, they just signed the dotted line, and when they signed the dotted line, they're cool because the banker, you know, in his suit says you can have whatever you want. Let me tell you about doing that foolishness. What happens is that when people go to the banks and everywhere else and they just sign in the dotted line, people never go and ask what are the terms, and what are the interest rates. So you know that the debt that you incur is actually based on your credit score, and therefore your interest rate could be really, it could be high or it could be low based on the type of credit score that you actually have. Now, one of the things that I find, and I'm going to talk about our solution to our situation tonight. One of the things that I find that is really detrimental to most people's health when it comes to their credit is that they only wait to check on their credit when they get ready to make major moves. Well, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about when you get ready to buy a house, now you want to know what your credit look like. When you get ready to buy a car, now you want to know what your credit look like. You know, if you wanted to go invest, you couldn't really invest in real estate or anything else because you don't have the type of buying power you need through credit to use credit as an investment and not as a tool to just pick up debt, okay? And bad debt, not good debt, okay? That's for a whole nother video. So then what happens is that people, we are frivolous when it comes to understanding that credit is only a small piece of the pie for us obtaining or having financial success. You know, I want to know if some of you agree with that, because that's what happens is that, yeah, you know that when you say, listen, I'm 40 years old and I decided to buy me a house. Well, you've been obtaining credit since probably college. If you went to college, you got a loan for your financial aid and to assist you to go. Oh, that started building your credit then, or it started making your credit fall. So at that point, you never took a look to see what it was that you needed to do to keep yourself in shape. And some people say, well, you know, I just get what I want, and I got all this godly favor, and I got all this kind of stuff. Baby, when you turn around and you look at this thing naturally, and you take a look at these contracts, you'll find out that God ain't got nothing to do with a lot of this. It's just got something to do with your ignorance. Since we're talking about God, or I'm talking about God, I heard a video tonight under the Apostles' pen, and it stuck out with me because he talked about ignorance and how detrimental ignorance is to the body of Christ. And so I just have to chunk that in there, you know, that you know, ignorance is not bliss. It's not a happy thing, not to be educated when it comes to the particular areas that are going to make you healthy in life, and it's going to help you have a healthy future. Okay, so this is not of God to be ignorant. You know, he tells us to study to show ourselves approved, right? So here's what happens. In most cases, when we are only taking a look at when we want to buy a house or when we want to buy a car, we are all out of shape. Okay, now, this is where the rubber meets the road, and whether you are willing to be honest with yourself and with those who are trying to help you. Here's what happens. Poor credit, and the reason we have poor credit is because we have a poor management skill, or we have poor management skills with an S. What am I saying? That means that, number one, we lack anybody teaching us how to be disciplined when it comes to our spending and when it comes to our money. We have a consumer mentality. And a consumer mentality consumes things, it buys things. It's adjacent to a cash mentality, in which a cash mentality is, I got my money now, I'm going to spend it now, and I'm not going to take a look at the future. Now, we're not talking about you having to be a stingy person or a person that lay up everything and don't never enjoy life, but we're talking about a person that doesn't have a plan of action for their future either. So that's poor money management. And so a lot of people say, well, listen, my credit never would have been bad had I known I was going to get a divorce, had I known I was going to get sick, had I known they were going to shut the plant down, had I known, guys and ladies, that still means that we had poor management skills, because we are to prepare for the mishaps. How we prepare for that? We prepare for that through emergency funds, through our savings accounts, through investments and any type of income producing asset, liquidable, that we can obtain finances to take care of ourselves in the event that we get sick. So, or anything else, or any other mishap would come up. And unfortunately, what happens to most people, you guys, is that most people are not willing to take the time. Now, if you're young, you probably have no credit whatsoever. Okay, that's okay. You're in a very good shape. Then some of you have believed in taking cash and paying for everything, and so you may be in your mid 40s or 50s and you still don't have credit. But how about some of us just totally messed up because we know that when we go and buy things, we know we can't afford them. We know we can't afford them. And so I'm going to chunk this in here for good measure for the saints. You know, we got fool's faith. Because what happened is we go out and we go get things and we know we do not have the money to pay for them. And so we go and obtain that debt. We foolishly testify about something that's going to be taken from us 6 months down the road because we could not afford that BMW. We should have gone and gotten a Ford Taurus. I'm just saying, they probably don't make them no more. But all of this is necessary. And although I'm talking about credit still, I want you to understand, though, that what I'm about to share with you has an underlying problem, has an underlying situation that still needs to be taken care of, because when I meet most of my clients, most of my customers, I know that their goal is to actually make major purchases, but they never took care of understanding the full scope of their financial success as an individual, which is something that we teach as my e-counters. So tonight, what I want to share with you, our Smart Money Kit and how it operates. That's right, Miss Lambert. There are a lot of people that are not willing to admit that they messed up. I messed up. There are thousands, millions of people in the world that's messed up, and there is nothing to be ashamed of. If you need to be educated, if you need assistance, it is what it is. And we should never, I said on a video today that we should be like the alcoholic when it comes to our money. We should be willing to say, it's me. I am an alcoholic. Really, I think that people have poor management skills, should stop hiding out behind their pride and say, it's me. I messed up. I lacked a goal. Let me talk about this because I was going to share this. You know, poor money management, lack of goal setting, and direction for your money and for your life. Well, what is it? That's why we ask these young people that we teach now, our young millionaires, and in the upcoming event where we're talking to 13 to 18-year-old, we want to know, do you have a mental picture of where you want to be in 10 years, what you want to obtain, and what you want to have? Well, it starts with getting a vision. You know, we talk about vision quite often, but we talk about vision at the church, or vision over a corporation, but how about getting a vision for your household, vision for your money? Okay, those of you who are married, somebody should carry a vision. Even before you say, I do. Boy, this must be the Holy Ghost. I'm just chunking in stuff right here, and I'm going to give you some solution. But even before you marry, all of you think that marriage is just I can't wait to settle down. I can't wait to get my man with me all night long. I can't wait to do what I got to do. But baby, have you and that man had a discussion about money and where you want to be 10 years from now? Which one of y'all is ignorant, or are both of you ignorant? And if you are, that is going to be a totally disastrous thing, a possibility in your future, because you're going to be riding through this storm unnecessarily. Okay? So I wanted to lay a foundation that hopefully was going to deal with your mindset so that you would know that you may get help in credit, but the reason you got here is what really needs to be addressed eventually, and we have a program to help you with that. So with that being said, I want to talk about what you're seeing on the screen right here. This is what we call our Smart Money Kit. And this is the home page, okay? And it's simply letting you know that cash is king, okay? And that in today's digital world, credit runs the kingdom, okay? You know that if you want to obtain anything, you really have to, they're going to have to pull a credit score. Most things. Now, I do know some things, you know, but that comes in my classes that you guys, if y'all would pay, didn't mind paying a business or somebody y'all know, y'all would get some more details, okay? But for the foremost, any consumer who wants most things, you have to have a credit check. We even get jobs and they run credit check for jobs, right? Okay, so, but our Smart Money Kit, the good news about it is that our Smart Money Kit is a credit education system that's going to help you build credit, eliminate your debt, and grow your cash flow all in one. So with that being said, I want to go through the Smart Money Kit, and then I'm going to give you something from experience, because I've actually been a credit specialist for a number of years. As a matter of fact, it's been 2006. I've been in this business and I've been a credit specialist, and I've helped several people, and I'm helping people who I see are watching on tonight get themselves together, okay? So in our Smart Money Kit, you get an introductory, but I want you to see the value that it brings to you, okay? You got your 750 credit plan, you have a 750 credit monitoring system, and you have an income shifting system that's going to teach you how to eliminate your debt and to build your income in certain ways. But tonight, what I want to focus on is giving you some credit tips and then showing you how this Smart Money Kit can actually help you for life. There are some of you that says, listen, you know, I want to do this myself. And what I've run into is there are some people that are ashamed. Okay. There are some people that are prideful. There are some people that just have a piece of the pie. And if they got a little bit more understanding, they could take care of themselves. So whatever your reason is for doing it yourself, we have the opportunity to actually help you get that done, where we have this kit right here is everything you need to do it yourself. And of course, I will not miss out on the opportunity to let you know that as a credit specialist, I have a service in which I can do it for you. But tonight, I really want to share with you the details that you might, there are several MyEcon associates that are on here, and this is just one piece of our financial success program that we actually offer our associates. And not only do you get this as an associate, but this is a product that you can get as an individual that will help you understand credit and to restore, okay? So I'm going to click this credit plan here, and we're going to go to the 750 credit plan membership course page. Now I want you to take a look that there are full lessons about your credit. Then I'm going to give you some tips as we go down each one of these course lessons. I'm going to give you a little information that's actually probably going to help empower you a little bit if you just listen to me. And again, my credibility is that I am a credit specialist. I've been that since 2006, and I enjoy helping people, okay? Just to give you a bit that qualifies the move in which I go in this, and the sensitivity and compassion that I have for it. I have compassion because several years ago, probably about 17 to 18 years now, my husband and I have gone through bankruptcy. So I want y'all to be comfortable with that, because we're comfortable with what God has done for us to open us up to a system of education that has carried us through, okay? And so at that time, we didn't have a clue on how we were going to revamp or how we were going to get things back on track. And that's when MyEcon stepped in, gave us our first credit restoration education piece, and it was a big old book. Okay. And Miss Pace went to work on her family, because some of you have heard me say that this is my desperate housewife testimony, because a lot of people think that you have to be an expert to take care of your finances, when you actually do not have to be an expert. You have to have the desire to do better. That's all. And when you have the desire to do better and you learn better, that's what you do. You don't try, you actually do it. Okay. You actually come out of your shell and you say, listen, I've got to get myself together. And that's what we were. We was like, well, I remember my grandmother used to say, girl, know that when you buy things, you need to pay for them, because your name means something. Your name, if you tell somebody you're going to get something, you need to pay for it, because your name means something. So hats off to my grandmother, who is resting in peace at this point. But I thank God that she kept us in tip-top shape, because if we got anything from my grandmother, she would make an invoice out for us. We had to pay grandma back. Some of y'all on the line know my grandmama, but we would have to pay her back. But you know what? At the time, I thought that was absolutely crazy for my grandmother to take down if I borrowed some money from her, and she would say, on this date, you said you were going to pay. And if you didn't pay, you got something in the mail. Okay. Well, those were life learning lessons, that whatever you obtain, your name is there and you want to pay for it. Now, I want to interject one more thing with you, something that I found out for the body of Christ. I found out that the synonym to credit is actually trust. Remember, we defined it in the beginning where we talked about what credit is. And see, this first module is going to talk about the 750 credit plan. It's going to talk a little bit about credit and what it is. Well, there's a word in there that says trust. Have you ever thought about how you look as a Christian when your credit is poor? Okay, I know, because you go shouting, you go to the car lot, you come off with high interest, and you testifying in the church, God did it. I hear people in the church saying you don't have to have good credit. Well, I believe that when in the Garden of Eden, when he put man over the Garden of Eden, he actually put him or settled him for stewardship, which means management. So that's something that all of us need to take a look at, because if, the first thing that convicted me, and I'm still giving my testimony, the first thing that convicted me, and nobody said it to me, but the Holy Ghost, was, if somebody pull my credit, what do I look like as a Christian? I can't be saying them foolish statements that don't match nothing in the Word of God about saying, listen, I'm good, I can just walk up, I'm going to fast, I'm going to pray, and I'm going to get it. And then what I look like. The Bible says if the salt loses savor, what type of influence do we have to the world? Is that how we want everybody to do? Is just show that they're not trustworthy? And Isaiah 58 tells us that we are the repairers of the breach. So there's another thing. You got the breach repairing. He gave the people of God the responsibility to go and do it themselves. He said, I could come in and bridge the gap, but you guys did it, so y'all gonna have to go and take care of it. So I just want to put that in there, that some of the stuff I do in my workshops, when I come out to my faith and financial fitness workshop, because the children of God have to be pricked. We're the world's worst. We're losing, and we are supposed to be building the kingdom. And we are poor examples when it comes to our natural man. And I believe that God is fully dimensional. So in our Smart Money Kit, in module 1, you got your introduction. And in module 2, you have you obtain your credit reports and your credit scores. In this module, you're going to learn how to request for free copies of your credit report and where to get the scores and your monitoring system from. Now, a lot of people, let me say this to you. Freecreditreport.com is not free. The only credit reports that you can obtain, which the government allowed us to get every 12 months, not every year, but every 12 months, is they allowed us to go to annualcreditreport.com. And if you go to annualcreditreport.com, people, you will get a chance to pull down your credit reports. All 3 of them is what you need to obtain. Now, let me say this. You're going to need your score. so that you can gauge what's happening. I run into so many cheap people. They don't want to take it. They don't want to pay $8, $10. They don't want to pay for a full tri-merge monitoring system so that they can monitor themselves until they are okay, or it's not bad to have it for life. So listen, this is something that must be done, okay, in order for you to get a real good picture. Well, Ms. Pace, why does this have to be done? Because every credit bureau has their own scoring system. You have FICO score, you have Vantage score. And so everybody has their own scoring system that they use. Every company, every creditor has their own system. Someone, you might go down the streets and you will go to Smart Toyota and you go to buy a car and you pull the credit there and your score is low. Well, you might go down and find Trotter Ford. You pull the credit and your credit is high. You know why? Because somebody used Experian, somebody uses a system with FICO scoring, or somebody uses TransUnion, or they may use Equifax, and they may use the Vantage score. Okay, so that's a little tip right there. That's enough right there. But nonetheless, this module is going to go in detail with videos and information to share. Now, how to read your credit report is very important, because you've got to understand how to look at your negative reports, understand your public records, and understand everything on the report. I just want to interject a tip in here for you. It is important that you review your credit report from top to bottom. It is important that every little piece on here is accurate. That includes your name, your date of birth, your employment, any public information, all the way up to inquiries. Then there is Module 4. This is going to, once you have reviewed your credit report, then it's going to talk about how to dispute items on your credit report. Now, incidentally, all items may not be disputed, because there are some items that may be a possibility that you will have to settle, okay? They may not be negative, but there are errors, there can be erroneous, there could be incomplete information, there could be inaccurate information on your credit report, but the law says that it has to be 100% accurate, okay? Then on Module 5, it's telling you right here how to remove negative payment history, okay? So some of you, you know what that is. You know that if you have been late on your bill, paying your bills late, then that's going to be a negative. And so some people master in being late on their payments. Let me give you some personal conviction here, because it does no good. I want you to keep some integrity. It does no good to remove negative payments if you ain't got it in your heart to pay stuff on time when you go ahead and get that house or you get that car. That is absolutely necessary, because it is a part of the credit score. You got 5 areas that your score come from. It's 30, 35, 30, 215, and 10. That has to do with your payments on time, the length of history that you have, the type of credit that you have. You know, all of these things are factored into your score, in which our system is actually going to teach you how to understand all of that. So on your negative items that have been late payments, there are laws that protect you. You don't have to lie. There are laws that protect the consumer, and there are ways in which you can have them deleted. Then Module 6, if you're enjoying this, okay, I went on the annual site and couldn't get all 3. Okay, review, okay. If you went Yogi on there and you could not get all 3, then probably what's happening is that one of them have some type of security, or you didn't answer the question properly. So what happens is they do give you a PDF, a letter, to where you can actually mail that in with your identification, at least 2 personal identification, and they will send whichever one that you could not get, they will send that to you in the mail. So I recommend you go back to that website and pull and go find the one that's missing, and you should be able to find the form for that. Now, if you can't get it, then I recommend that you get a credit monitoring system and go ahead and do a tri-merge report that will give you not only the report, but it will also give you the score. And while we're talking about that, I don't recommend Credit Karma just to have. It's good, but it doesn't have all 3. There are the details on the reports are not what you need if you really want to do and check out your personal items, okay? And make sure that everything is accurate. That's all I'm gonna say about that. You'd have to be in my credit repair workshop for me to go in detail and show you exactly what I'm talking about. But on module 8, let me see, 2, you can get Experian. You have to print a letter plus ID2 forms. That's correct, Scott. That's what I'm referring to. Then you get on module 6, how to reduce credit utilization. So let's talk about utilization. What happens here is that if you have a line of credit that is $1,000 and you have $999.98 charged on it, that's too high. If you have all of your debt maxed out to the credit limit, then this is one of the most damaging parts of your credit score. Not only is late very damaging, but you can be in good standing on your credit report. And these are the things that will bother you because you're paying minimum payment and you don't have any plan of action to eliminate that debt from being high, and you're continuously paying low payments on your bill, okay? It can have good standing because you're paying it on time. You're paying $10 a month on time. However, the utilization is high, which means your score is going to be low, okay? Now, on module 7, it talks about how to add credit history. You will learn how to rebuild your credit history through the use of authorized users and secured credit cards. I'm not going to talk about that. If you get this system, it's going to go in detail. Number 8 is going to tell you how to properly apply your new credit. There are ways that you need to apply your credit. You're going to learn how to properly apply new credit so that you to apply for new credit and for your new credit so that you do not lower your credit score with hard inquiries. You're going to want to, during your rebuilding state, this is when you need this information. So if you have gone through the first 7 modules and you have began to get some responses, okay, from what is going on there, you're actually moving into credit restoration. So credit restoration, you've got to build you some credit. For those of you who have no credit at all, these are things that you need to know to get you some credit, and then you continue to manage your credit throughout your life, okay? How to get a good credit mixture. When we talk about credit mixture, we're talking about revolving accounts and we're talking about installment accounts. You need at least 3 open lines of credit, and they should be a mixture of revolving accounts. Revolving accounts will be credit card. Installment accounts will be mortgages and vehicles, or types of loans, bank loans that would be on land or something of that nature, okay? You're going to have a good mixture. So there are some times, and I've said this on a video earlier today, and I can say this because I'm a former mortgage loan officer. In most people that or in those positions, we got car lot owners, we've our workers, salespeople, we've got salespeople in other areas, we got mortgage loan officers. Most of the time I've heard over the years, or over the life since I've been doing this, they do not specialize in that. And so the biggest recommendation that most of them make is, well, you need to boost your score, go out and get a lot of revolving accounts, or go get some credit cards. People, I want you to keep in mind, and this is nothing bad, nothing to make anybody feel bad, but you still got to keep in mind that they're trying to make a sale. And so they just want you to do a little bit that's going to take care of getting in that house and closing it. But have you ever thought about, and nobody call you 10 years later to see if you still got your house? They have their little points and their little pay, and they're going on. So we're trying to give you a system that actually works for a lifetime, because you're going to be challenged with a lot of things. There are people dying every day. You know, in my local place, we've had a lot of deaths, but we also see a lot of GoFundMe, because people cannot go and obtain, they haven't prepared for death. Bottom line, and they don't have the type of credit that says, okay, at least I can go to the bank, get the money, and bury my loved ones who did not take care of themselves while they were living. Okay, so you wanna start getting educated so you can use wisdom on yourself. And you know, the more ignorant you are, the more you capitalized on, and that's the bottom line. And 10 is going to show you how to check for disputes. And then we're going to give you income shifting strategies. And this is about putting your money in place. This is about learning how to pay off your debt. This is about learning how to put together a plan for your future so that you can be healthy. So whatever your goal is for having good credit, hopefully your goal will become, after listening to this brief training on tonight, hopefully your goal would be that you want to just get yourself whole. You want to be fully dimensional. You don't want just a piece of the pie. You don't want to be that person that says, listen, honey, I'm good. I got my job. I'm being robbed of everything else. I don't have no savings or nothing else. I just want to get my credit together. That's what you think. But again, remember, if you're just joining, I told you that the reason you're in this fix is because you don't have a financial plan beforehand. You don't have goals set. You don't have emergency funds. There's no savings. There's no investing. There's many things that are missing that you could learn that could get yourself, in a much better predicament. And let me tell you an experience I had. There was a retired couple, okay? A retired couple who came to me and when I was a mortgage loan officer, and I still was doing the MyEcon income shifting and financial success program. Now I'm educating people, but yet I'm working in the mortgage business. This couple comes to me and they're retired and they're making only about $1,100 a month between each other from their annuities during retirement. They had land and they had a trailer. And these people had, they had bills at retirement. They were in a crunch. But guys, there was nothing that I could do. There was no magic that I could work that would make a plan work where they could refinance their property because they didn't have enough money. And guess what? Their credit was no good at retirement. So what I'm trying to say is, from youth, young adult, to retirement, you need a real good plan in place. You need financial education. That's something that's going to last forever. Nobody can take that away from you. You might lose your mind. That's the only way you can't say it or do it. But nobody can take education away from you. If you can be educated to go build a car, go sell a car, go teach, you can be educated to go preach, you can educated to go do everything else, then why not get educated to manage your financial lifestyle? It is not a sin to be a good steward. So with that being said, you have been here with me and I've shown you this Smart Money Kit in which you can actually obtain tonight, okay? And I'm going to show you how that's done. This is a part of our do-it-yourself credit enhancement program through MyEcon Incorporated. I have a lot of associates who are on this call on tonight. I'm generally doing a call, who are on this video. And at this point, I want them to go ahead and share their link. And I'm going to show you if you are where you can actually enroll in this smart and obtain this Smart Money Kit for a very low price, and you're actually going to have this education for life. Let me go back. So if you go to shekinahservices.myecon.net, click on products, okay? And when you click on products, you will be able to see all of the other great products we have, but click on Smart Money System. See, we get it as an associate. We get a chance to learn all of these things and have it for $34.95 a month. But if that's not your desire to have a fully dimensional financial success plan for your life, then how about you go and take care of the area that you think is necessary? Only $99.99, and you just click on Get Started button, put in your information, put in your credit card information, and voila, you get a chance to pay a one-time fee. And it says that you just electing to enroll in a Smart Money Kit. We don't see it. We don't have anything to do with it. You get everything that I have featured on tonight you actually get that and you can go work by yourself. You can do it by yourself. Okay? Do y'all get that? So I hope that we have shared enough with you tonight to let you know that it's very important that you take care of your credit in this hour and in this day. Listen, I got a notice from one of my trainers in the business the other day, sent out a notice that we don't know where the wave of the future is going with the management from the leader that we have over this great country who's making America great again. He's taking care of a lot of stuff haphazardly. There is a warning that right now you need to start taking care of your money, because many of the things that you have been depending on, you will not be able to depend on. You will not be able to depend on welfare to get you out. There are programs that he's going to be releasing or could be released. There are programs that's already been released and people are having a hard time. Listen, you're going to need your credit. You're going to need to be in place, because if you can't pay for things, at least you can have a good name that can actually help you, okay? A good name can actually help you and can go a long way. So with that being said, again, you can go to shekinaservices.myecon.net. You can go to products. I'm going to go it one more time. Just simply click on products. Simply go to the Smart Money Kit. And when you go to the Smart Money Kit, you get that beautiful picture right there, an introductory video, and everything that we talked about tonight in detail, including, let me go back. I'm sorry, I missed something. Did I fail to tell you that you got letters? Okay, let's look at this. I'm gonna click on one of the modules. Okay, you got a video and then you have letters. Okay, y'all see that? 609, credit reporting, statute of limitations, tax liens, you name it. Goodwill letters, you name it, where you can do it yourself if that is truly what you want to do. If not, you can also go to shekinaservices.com. And if you can't see your way of doing it yourself, you can actually contact me, contact my office. I actually do it. I'm a credit repair specialist. It's at a low price, and I will help you get it done. And you will still get credit education, because my program is about educating you along the way. All right, I'm gonna leave it open just a minute. If we have any guests and you want to ask me a couple of questions, I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes to post a question. I don't want it in the inbox particularly, I don't think. But if you want to post it here, what it does is it helps people who might have the same situation and need an answer. So I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes or less. Great. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes or less. If you have a credit question, go right ahead and ask that question at this time. All right. Hey, Courtney. Okay. I tell you what, I will take a question in my inbox. But if you need anything, then you inbox me, or you inbox the person that shared the video. Inbox them, let them know what your question is, and then let them know that you would love to move forward in obtaining your own do-it-yourself kit and get yourself in order. Okay? Nothing else, you guys. This is Miss Pace, Shekina Services, LLC in Monticello, Arkansas. I am signing out. You know where to find me. Matter of fact, if you don't know where to find me, let me put that up here, and you will know where to find me. How about that? I'm glad to be off of bed rest and back to work. And so this is shekinaservices.com. You can actually go to my website and you can schedule appointments. You can see what we have to offer as a company. We'll be glad to help you. All right. All right. God bless you and have a great evening.